Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read for Wednesday. We're going to begin and pull from the Energy Oracle deck for an overall energy, and then we're going to move on to, I think, the Mermaid Tarot. So let's do some shuffling to begin for Wednesday. What do we have for Wednesday? Things may just feel a little bit off throughout this day for whatever reason or reasons. Storm warning. All right, so Spirit's saying you're either going to be forewarned, informed, or reminded of an actual storm weather-wise, but this could be in regards to certain complications that lie ahead, could be in regards to something similar that you've once dealt with. For some, it obviously is tying into a change you desire or are planning for or expecting in one way, shape, or form, but this could be in regards to something that you're continuing as well. So apply it as you may. I know that's a heavy energy to begin with, but they're saying with the number 10 here, completion is a must. So also, what do we need to change? I feel like that came up in the last reading, or maybe that was Leo's, but all tied up in the thinking woman. And so these being the three that we're going to go with, you may also be thinking about the caring connections in your life, bear with me as I struggle, or the desire for new ones, or maybe a bit of both. But I feel like all the meanwhile, you can't help but be caught up in your head thinking potentially isn't overwhelming or too much. You could be doing a healthy amount of thinking, right? Or necessary thinking. For some, it could be overthinking in the midst of feeling a bit tied up in one, if not multiple situations. Even if there's a situation that you feel a bit restricted or tied up in, kind of an Eight of Swords vibe, and you're not wrapped up with it throughout this day, you could be thinking about it, all right? Now, this could be more than one situation, if I didn't mention it already, where you're feeling as if you want to move on to something different or you want to be free of it, or you might even be thinking about how to remove any sense of lack in your life. Let's move on to the tarot. The noise in the background is just adjusting my energy, but to continue for Wednesday. Where you want to be, you'll be. Very interesting. Where you want to be, you'll be. Yeah, you can feel and see the way I'm shuffling and how it's kind of feeling a bit uncomfortable, feeling a bit stuck in one, if not multiple ways. But the Judgment card, as well as the Eight of Wands, there's a sense of you moving around throughout this day and communicating to your advantage and potentially to help other people to move things in the upward direction or the forward direction or both. But there's a sense of you needing to be honest with yourself. What needs to change? What needs to be adjusted? What are you doing too much of? What are you not doing enough of? But also, all the meanwhile, you could be finding your voice, your honesty, your intuition, and potentially your spirituality assisting one, if not multiple other people, whether you recognize this fully or at all, some of which will recognize it. But like for me, I know it's going to be through this channel, right? It could be obviously completely different. I'm hearing we're all different, and that's a beautiful thing. It's your individuality, your uniqueness, how you differ from other people, and your ability to connect and not easily connect with certain type of energies at this point along your path coming into play throughout this day. But the Six of Pentacles, because there is certain levels of abundance, gifts from the universe, opportunities to succeed throughout this day. There's a sense of you being very much watched over, as I'm drawn to these fairies here. You have been for a while, but there's, for whatever reason, a need for you to be reminded that you're watched over, looked after, in more than one way. All right, you may just feel the presence of spirit throughout this day. What else do we have? I'm also hearing there's certain forms of abundance that are locked up for when the time is right for you, okay? Or when it's more so destinedly meant to be acquired for you. The Hermit and Strength. This may be a day where you spend certain moments, sections of time alone. It could be the whole day, of course, or you could be within a situation, if not multiple, with other people, but you're keeping to yourself. And Spirit saying this is helping you regain your strength, or it may simply remind you why you need to regain your strength. Also kind of getting a regaining your power to an extent, sort of vibe, and being reminded that you're a very strong leader in your own individual way, if not multiple ways. There's also, again, a kind of keeping to yourself either way sort of vibe coming from this, but you may be reminded of one, if not multiple people that you really should not be opening up to, trusting, letting them affect your future within a situation, or your confidence and ability to accomplish something or to make something successful. I really feel like things might make you a little bit nervous throughout this day, but it won't get the best of you. But the select few that it might during a hot second, just kind of bounce back, right? Regain control, take the driver's seat once again. But you're being reminded of your bold, passionate way of being in your own individual way, and how that is definitely going to affect the positive, successful future of a situation. Like my channel, for example, for me, I'm going to use, as an example once again, but this could be talking about your path just in general. Some of which in regards to acquiring a situation that you desire, a change, if you will. You may be thinking about a situation, whether you're wrapped up with it throughout this day or not, where there are some sharks in your midst. Again, going back to that Seven of Swords. And so you just need to kind of, I don't want to push you to keep your guard up, but to be strategic, all right? Trust your intuition, feel things out, and don't forget what you already learned about certain people. It's a very real reading. The Six of Cups and the Nine of Wands, remembering how you best coped with times when you felt like a wounded warrior, whether that was because you were burnt out, you were just feeling a bit injured, wounded, affected by things, just had a lot going on, or certain negative aspects of your life were weighing down on you, kind of a Ten of Wands vibe. In Spirit is saying that this is going to help you get through this day and prepare for what lies ahead even more so. But I wouldn't be surprised if you're pushed to think back to a disappointment. You might even find that the disappointment and whatnot tied up into what you have at hand currently is coming into play, taking a focus for whatever reason. You can't help but think this job situation or business situation is not working out exactly as I would hoped, or isn't everything I want, or isn't benefiting me enough. It could be in regards to a connection, or lack thereof, which it could be where you're living, you name it. But let's pull a couple more. What else do we have for this upcoming Wednesday? You're saying regardless of how this plays into your day and surrounding it, make sure you clear your voice and get it out there, going back to that Judgment card, because they're reminding you of that. It's of importance, or to continue to do so. Yeah, you're expecting the worst. Now, there's a feeling that being drawn to this reading, like myself, whether it's who you live with, who you work with, the situation or situations in general, could be a connection. The past is affecting your ability to expect the best, and so I really advise you to turn this in the reverse position and start to, in a Hanged Man way, adjust your perspective and expect the best once again, because I really find that the majority of which onto the reading will affect the future of that situation negatively by manifesting what you're expecting due to the past with that person, that situation, or something similar from the past. Just expect the best, all right? Do your best. That's also a message. Do your best, right? You're only human. You're only one person. You do cope with and deal with a lot, I feel, and have up until this point, so just do your best. Do what you can. The Empress card coming out as well as the Three of Pentacles, because I really feel as if you're being noticed for somebody who gives birth to something new and makes it successful, or isn't afraid to try again if it doesn't work out in one way, if not multiple ways. But I really do sense that you're thinking about where you'd rather be. People recognizing you for your caring, motherly or fatherly, or combination of both kind of nature and way of doing what you do, all right? This could be around the household. It could be through your online presence, your business, could be through your job. I sense that people will potentially at a certain point if not multiple points, turn their head to look at you throughout the day, and this might feel unwanted to an extent, but expected. What else do we have for Wednesday? Five of Swords and the Ace of Swords, gaining clarity on stresses you've dealt with in the past and potentially what lies ahead, and how to best cope with what's at hand. That can feel like a lot, right? When we're thinking about the past, present, and the future. But they're saying it might be just two of those three. So I really do sense that you will feel more able to, more prepared to tackle or cope with what's lying ahead. Sense of preparation after this Wednesday by the end, or at least at a certain point. But I do feel like you might need to step away from a situation for a hot second or for a period of time, even if you have to come back to it. Say it's work, at home, you name it. Could be where you're shopping or hanging out, because the energy is taking a shift in the wrong direction or is fluctuating too frequently, right? Affecting you potentially. So, yeah, take a step away and you'll feel better. But some of what's drawn to the reading are thinking about sailing towards, in a very guided way, towards something different, something you will find reminds you of the past, whether you realize that or not. One or two more before we wrap this up. Being drawn to a butterfly, which reminds me of the last daily read. The Two of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, and the Temperance card. I need to have patience with what's coming towards you, spirituality-wise, energy-wise, reminders, informing, stuff like that, synchronicities. And I really do feel like patience with yourself and making progress in that sense and taking steps in the right direction. Patience when it comes to weighing things out, balancing act, you name it. Apply it as you may. This feels like a very potentially all over the place kind of day where there's a lot going on within you, outside of you. They're saying before you and after you. And so allow for yourself to just take a deep breath, do what you got to do. Again, do your best and take what you gain throughout this day and utilize it moving forward. All right. So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your day, and I'll see you next time.